You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Tuesday the 14th of October, 2025. It is 22 days after the fall equinox. It is 68 days before the winter solstice. By the Hebrew calendar, the festival of Simchat Torah begins at sundown tonight. It marks the ending of the year's annual Torah reading cycle and the beginning of the new. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 23rd day of Vendémiaire, the day of the navet, the turnip. The sun rises today at 7:06 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:42 p.m. The sun sets today at 6:16 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 6:44 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 7:16 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 36 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waning crescent phase and is 40% full at midday. The new moon will arrive on Tuesday, the 21st of October. These are the predicted tides today for Horn's Hook. In the early morning, high tide, 5:12 a.m., 1 meter 28. In the late morning, low tide, 10:57 a.m., 34 centimeters. In the evening, high tide, 5:27 p.m., 1 meter 43. In our shared realm of plants and animals, have you noticed the tomatoes have turned? On your plate they look just a little pale, and their texture has shifted, just a little more firm, or worse, slightly mealy. Still good to eat for certain, but think back just a few weeks. Rich red flesh, full ripe flavor, and juicy as can be. Our local climate is so friendly to the tomato season is a high point of the year. And now, until next summer, we make do. Or perhaps we eschew fresh tomatoes and eat tomato sauces and stewed tomatoes, canned at the height of their ripeness. Commemorations. On this day in 1926, Winnie the Pooh by A. A. Milne was published by Methuen and Company in England and E. P. Dutton in the United States. On this day in 1933, Nazi Germany announced its withdrawal from the League of Nations. The immediate cause was the League's unwillingness to allow Germany to rearm. But as we know, authoritarians are never friends to international cooperation and institutions. On this day in 1952, the UN General Assembly first met at its new headquarters in New York City. Today is a banner anniversary in New York City's history. On this day in 1842, the Croton Aqueduct was dedicated. The city, which was then limited to Manhattan, had few sources of fresh water. With its contaminated wells and surface streams, epidemics of yellow fever and cholera swept through the population. The Croton Aqueduct brought fresh water 41 miles from upper Westchester County. The water was delivered by gravity. The inaugural ceremonies took place on October 14th. At sunrise, 100 cannons fired a salute, and church bells began to ring across the city. An estimated 200,000 visitors had descended on the city to see the celebratory procession. President John Tyler came as well. The great fountain in front of City Hall burst forth, its tallest spout shooting 50 feet into the air. The poet and social activist Lydia Maria Child wrote her poem, The New York Boys' Song to Croton Water. It begins, "O blessed be the Croton, it floweth everywhere. It sprinkleth o'er the dusty ground, it cooleth all the air. It poureth by the wayside a constant stream of joy to every little radish girl and chimney-sweeping boy. Poor little ragged children who sleep in wretched places come out for Croton water to wash their dirty faces." Let us give thanks today for the magnificent system of aqueducts that began with the bringing of the Croton waters to the city. Today we remember Hannah Arendt, born this day in 1906. The German political theorist and historian fled Nazi Germany in 1933 and settled in the United States. One of her books, The Origins of Totalitarianism, is a classic study of the topic. She coined the term the banality of evil. This week is Earth Science Week. Today is Earth Observation Day. It encourages students to make observations of the Earth using the Landsat mission of the U.S. Geological Survey and NASA. Landsat uses satellites to record data about the planet. Today is also No Child Left Inside Day. Hosted by the National Environmental Education Foundation, this day encourages students to go outside and research earth and environmental science in the field. Alternate side of the street parking is suspended in New York City today in honor of Shemini Atzeret, the day preceding Simchat Torah. And that is the Observatory, Tuesday the 14th of October, 2025.